Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome back, saucers. You guys look so cute today, I have to say.
Oh my God, you guys look so good. Have you looked in the mirror today and reminded yourself what a badass you are?
We're so cringy.
I know, I hate it. This is like the one, it's like the opening to every like blonde white girl's wellness podcast.
Yes. Hi, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Get in that mirror and you just tell yourself you're worth it.
You're worth it. And then get on that yoga mat with your pumpkin spice latte and your Uggs and tell yourself, oh God, ew.
I'll say I love Uggs and pumpkin spice lattes.
I'm down with pumpkin spice. Yeah, I hate Uggs. I have to say.
She is talking to me. I'll say that. That fucking bitch is talking to me. And I'll be like,
talking
yes,
to me.
I will get there. You're right. Okay. Anyway,
guys.
we are going to be talking about red flag, green flag. Mm-hmm. Which reminds me of that game that we used to play in school, red light, green light. But this is red flag, green flag, and this has to do with friendships today. So if you're looking to build on your friendship group or kind of analyze where you're at now with your friends, we have come up with our master list of red flags and green flags in friends that you can kind of you'll notice like, oh, they do that, maybe I can still steer clear of that, and you might disagree with some of ours, and that's totally fine. This is it can be very, very personal,
but actually taking the time to take stock of yours and examine what relationships are currently feeding or not feeding you and all of those things. And here's a hack: any of the red flags, just count the reverse as green flags.
I know.
You'll have double the amount.
Making the list was kind of like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
We'll try and be as original and different with our answers as possible. But and actually, if you have your own ideas or if you have opposing views to our green or red flags, please
keep it to yourself.
Let us know. Yeah, bitch, keep your fucking mouth shut. We don't want to hear it. But no, please let us know on our IG at the SOS Pod, comment section on YouTube, SOS with Molly and Alyssa. Just be like nice, because like
be like a respectable human.
There's like so many trolls.
Also, bonus or extra homework is for myself as well. As we're going through these, like really try to be objective with yourself and be like, have I ever done this?
Yeah.
Have I been the red flag? I mean, we all have at some point, but being conscious of where we have and when we have, I think is very valuable.
Good. Thank you for saying that, because I literally was just like, I can't write that because that's me.
I was writing stuff and I was like, ooh, I'm a red flag.
So it's also like you could have friends that have the red flags, like, and you just, it's if it doesn't work with you anymore. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It might be something that you like couldn't put your finger on, that you're like, oh, well, that's it. That's what I can't.
Yeah.
That's why we don't relate anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
It's kind of like that. Like, everyone's human. But all right, let's start with should we do red flags first?
Yeah, let's do red first.
Bad news first, good news last. Okay. So I have first, and I have a lot of personal experiences with this, when they come on too strong at the get-go.
Oh, like overexcited about you and your friendship?
Like they first meet you and they're just like, let's meet out. They're texting you all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just up your fucking ass immediately.
Yeah, interesting.
Before you even get to like really know them, like you can vibe with them, but they're just like, oh my, like very, very, just too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very
without
off-putting.
having a foundation yet to justify that, because then you start to, then you're like, okay, it's flattering that you like me, you think I'm cool, but why am I the person you're calling every 10 minutes when I just met you? Because to me, that means you don't have anyone close in your life that fills that role and you're putting a stranger in it immediately.
Or you're just being fake. And it's
right.
I don't know what makes you think I need this, like my ego stroked by you at this moment, but like, it's okay. Like we can build a friend, you know what I mean? We don't have to get crazy here.
Yeah.
What about you?
That's a good one. I put not being able to spend time alone. And I think that this also for me is very big in like romantic relationships, but red flags where oftentimes people just like cover up very certain issue that they don't really want to self-reflect or spend time on their own, and they just cover up with like being surrounded by people and friends all the time. Like it's codependency, but in a friendship where it's just like,
yes,
what are you doing? Are you eating lunch? I'll come eat with you. Oh, you have to go. You have to run this errand. I'll come with you. Or do you want to? Oh, do you want to come over? And it's like it's kind of the clinginess, but out of codependency, out of a fear of wanting to sit with yourself, because I want to be around people who aren't afraid of self-reflection. My second, I'm going to tie this into my second one because they kind of go together, because I put anybody that doesn't have a practice of self-reflection, and this can be journaling or it can be close, in-depth conversations with other close friends, like a way of self-reflecting. Could be therapy, literally, it could be any practice. But if someone doesn't have a practice of that and they just are constantly trying to stay busy and be around people and like numb all these and not really face themselves, I think that's a friendship red flag, because you can only get deep with someone as they've gotten with themselves.
Oof. Damn, bitch. You got me there.
Damn, bitch.
Damn, bitch.
Some real shit.
That's some real shit. And you know what? It's very interesting. I feel like that's something I haven't learned until my 30s. You know what I mean? In my 20s, like I wouldn't have, and I could, you could be different. I wouldn't have thought about that at all. Also because I was not self-reflective for the longest time. It's like I was, but like it was short and sweet and like
you didn't follow through with the thoughts you might, or the things you might notice about yourself. You just let it be. You didn't dig into it.
I guess I was with friends, but it wasn't like conducive, productive conversations where we're getting to the nitty gritty. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like, there wasn't the right language for how I could be reflective.
Yeah.
And I think in your 30s, when you're valuing the relationships and friendships around you, yes, you need someone that's going to be self-aware, because it is not easy to, you know what I mean? Like not be around someone that's not self-aware. You know,
right.
If you're just kind of seeing them be a certain, and they're not there with you, it's just kind of like, you don't know what to do.
You don't, and then you can't really, like, you can't expect to get through real conflict if you are feeling a certain way, and you can't expect real empathy if they're not willing to look at themselves. So that's a biggie.
So what about they talk shit about mutual friends like immediately from the get-go?
That I have that on my list too.
Yeah.
I said talking bad about their inner circle, but especially mutual friends, but anybody they consider close to them.
Yeah.
Because we, in friendships, you vent to each other and you talk shit or whatever. But if I'm talking shit about someone that I also claim to be a best friend of mine, or like, and I'm disrespecting them, not just like venting about an issue, there's a difference. And if you see that, then you can just as well assume they're doing it about you.
If there's like gross disrespect happen.
Yeah. And mutual friends, you're right. That's even like more
like someone
twisted,
you assume that other person was close to. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I thought they were close, and you like that person. It kind of makes you like, it doubts.
Yes.
You have doubt about their loyalty, because if they can do that about you, that's another one that's very much like a relationship one, which we'll go into a part 2 episode. But that, I don't like that.
They're huge, and obviously a lot of these go hand in hand. I wouldn't want this in a friendship or a relationship, but it's stuff that like I think we're taught to vet our romantic relationships way more than we vet our friends. We just fall into friendships. Oh, I see them at concerts all the time now, we're friends. Or I see them out at work all the time, we're friends now. But we're a little more, I don't know, it's culturally expected to be a little more discerning when you're going to date someone than when you're just going to like fall into a friendship with them. So these are things that usually you see along the way and you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I put talk about their inner circle. Oh, so friendships that are based around the two of you enabling an unhealthy habit. Like even if you're both into it and it started from a place of like you're bonding, like let's say if it's a habit, like you're just smoking weed all the time together. Your friendship becomes based around when we get together, all we do is this.
Yeah.
There's a healthy way where that can be too. Like, oh, well, this is our thing. Like we do this together. And that's one thing. But then there are relationships that veer. Like I have had friendships where I start to realize like, okay, like when we were working in restaurants together where we hated being servers. There's always a boss to complain about, customers to complain about. And then you find that certain friendships become based just around complaining about work.
Yeah.
Where because you bond over just complaining about work, or you bond over complaining about this terrible person that you both know. And then that becomes every time you get together, that's what you talk about. Or like if you're both trying to, like, say you're both just like your roommates and you just enable each other. You want to order pizza again? Yeah, let's order pizza again. But you're both actually wanting to like get healthy, lose weight, whatever. But you just you love each other, but you're enabling unhealthy behavior. And that's what the friendship becomes based around.
It's something that like, I think this flag could be fixable. If
I think so too.
Agree. Because I think it's harder when it's a long-term friendship. When if it's a newer one, I feel like, or maybe it's, when it's or maybe it's the opposite. Now that I think
you're right. Cause the long-term ones, you're so steeped in that routine together that becomes, that is who you are as a duo, for example, versus like, okay, we're kind of getting off on this foot, but I don't want it to continue down this road. I recently I have a new friend that I'm really got close with really quickly. I love her. And she and I were starting to, all of our conversations became centered around like complaining about the same person. And we were like, and we bonded over it, and it helped us get to know each other. Cause that's like how we first met and blah, blah, blah. And then it became like all we're talking about. And we acknowledged it to each other. We're like, whoa, we need to like cut this energy off because it's gonna like grow our friendship in this way. And we don't want it to evolve that way. Like we're positive people. We have other things we're building even together, growing together. Like we cannot let this person's energy dominate our relationship.
Yeah, trauma bonding is real, and that can be like a foundation, but it has to be a small one.
Yes.
Because a routine of that is 100%. Like I've definitely had those before, especially working in restaurants. That's funny.
Yeah. And sometimes it's weird because you need people that you can like commiserate with, especially if you're like you're unhappy with a certain aspect of your life or someone you can relate to. You need those people, but then there's a threshold where it then becomes unhealthy and enabling. And I don't know where that line is, but somewhere, when you've crossed it.
Yeah, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
You'll feel it.
Yeah.
I said, gets too comfortable and starts roasting you way too early in the friendship. Like,
oh my God. Yeah.
It also depends on what the roast is. If it's funny, I'll allow it. But if it's like you have a sense of humor, funny, and it's like you're getting like a little too like,
it's like cutting a little deep.
Like that. Like you gotta chill. You know what I mean? Or roasting your significant other way too early. It's like,
yes,
I can take a joke. Like, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? I get it, but like,
especially your significant other too, or like a loved one. Like when someone comes, like I could make a joke about my brother all I want to a new friend, and I've like referenced my brother a few times, made fun of him in these ways. That's my little brother. But don't come for him. I just met you. Like you don't come for him. You can laugh when I make a joke about it, but like, that's not you. Nope.
That's it. That's where it ends.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I don't like that.
I said, friends who never pay their way. Like this is a surfacey thing, but like say you're out to eat, you go places and it's like
the mooch.
Never. Yes. Yeah. Like always has someone cover for them. And it could be looked at like, okay, well, that's like materialistic. That's not but if it's a habitual pattern and everyone starts to know like, oh, can't bring Alyssa or be ready to cover who's got Alyssa this night. Like that is a sign over time, repeatedly and not paying people back. It's
that's messy.
It's a blatant sign of how little respect you have for them, because it's like you don't even value them enough to like pay them back later. And it grows resentment, and it builds like all kinds of unhealthy shit that's just like, I don't like if something, like if we go somewhere and it's cash only and I don't have cash and it's like, I gotta Venmo you. Like, I'm like, I want to get it off to you like ASAP. I don't
Me
want to owe
too.
anyone
Me
anything. Even a
too.
best friend, we're like, I know
Blech.
you're not worried about it, but like,
Does that
I'm
make
not
you
gonna
feel
wait
like
to like,
bleh, like you'd rather throw up than like make
yes,
someone feel like you're cheap or like you need to be
yes,
taking? Oh, I
seriously.
hate it.
Maybe it's because we're servers, but like, I mean, I don't
Oh,
care
you're
if I owe you
right.
$3, if I owe you like 3 grand, like I am getting it off to you in 2 seconds. I'm not even gonna get in the car before I send it to you. Like, or if I can't for whatever reason and I have to pay you back or whatever, it's like I'm gonna update you every week. Like, okay, here's this, or I just people seem to have no concern for it, and then it's just like they think people don't notice, but that's gonna get in the way of your friendships, especially little bits here and there. It adds up.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's a sign of immaturity and
It
disrespect,
is. Yeah.
100%. And like, they could be going through something. I think they just have to be
Hmm.
honest, and like, then it's okay. We don't have to go out. Let's not go to the 5-star brunch. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
let's do something. Let's just hang out at my house. You know what I mean? Like,
And
you got to
yeah,
communicate. You got to communicate and not just use me. Because you're
exactly.
going to start to feel used, and like they're just
Yep.
going to be enabled forever.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Oh, here's a really good one.
Mm.
One-uppers
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
or slash liars. I have like people that like
Yes.
they're just fucking making up this
Yes.
story.
Dude, I have
I'll
had
be
like,
this is
oh
a
my
fucking
God, a
lie.
close friend that's like a compulsive liar where I would like watch,
Yeah.
like literally watch you do something and then watch you in person lie to someone about having not done that when you know I just watched you do. I'm sitting here the whole time and I'm like, why?
And like the one up, like they kind of are one and the same. Like if you're
They
a compulsive
are.
liar, you're gonna probably be a one upper. Like if you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I just like I don't know, I scored a touchdown. I don't know why I would ever say that. I just scored a touchdown in the flag football team I'm a part of. You'd be like, oh yeah, well I just like the other day just like 2 or 3. It was crazy. It's
Yes.
like they fucking didn't. Or
Yeah.
it's like that's it. It's kind of like it's exhausting, and it's like again, I don't trust that
I
energy.
don't trust you.
I
And
don't trust that energy.
even if they're not together, even if they're not lying, why do you feel the need to steer the conversation away from someone else's accomplishment to you all
Yeah.
the time?
Yeah.
Even if you did do that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't like that.
what is the problem?
I don't like it.
I said friends that you can't be real with, that you can't be honest with because you have to constantly like prop up their impression of themselves. Like you have to constantly validate who they think they are instead of being like, listen, because conversations with real friendships, like they're going to be conversations that are harder. And there are people all of us know somebody who their ego is too fragile. Their self identity is too fragile that they can't actually handle you being real with them because all they can take is you saying something that validates who they already believe themselves to be.
Yeah.
So if I'm going to tell you like, look, you handled this really poorly, even if I'm on the outside and I'm talking to like a mutual friend of ours and I'm like, look, you
Yeah.
didn't treat Alyssa well and I don't think you should have done it like that. If it doesn't validate who they know themselves to be, like you need a friend who you can actually be honest with.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to be surface, and you're never gonna.
Yeah, because you always have the
progress.
choice to say the honest thing and quote unquote be honest. But if it's not received, it's not going to go anywhere. Like I could be honest with anyone, but if someone is just going to be like, that's not the truth. I'm a very compassionate person. That's a lie, and just not accept it. Where is there to go from there?
Fuck yeah. I think this one kind of piggybacks off that one. You mask the entire time you're with them, and like, and then because you feel drained afterwards.
Oh yeah.
I think that goes along with the honesty, right? It's like if you don't, red flag that they're not honest, but also if you're not being honest with yourself. If you're
Right,
pretending
right.
to be somebody else. This might be very cliche, like be yourself and people will love you. But like you'll feel drained after the conversations with them or the hangout with them if you don't feel like yourself anymore.
Yeah.
And you have to like put on airs or mask.
Yep.
It's
If
not
you have
worth
to, like,
it. Life's too short.
It's too short. And like, yeah, where you just come away completely drained and because you can come away with your face hurting from real smiling, but then there's another feeling when you come away and your face hurts from holding up a fake smile. Like you have to be putting it on all the time, or that's a whole different thing.
Yep.
I also,
How many more red flags do you have?
I just have my last one, which just kind of goes off the other one, but friends who won't be real with you, because we just like, why would you just want yes men around you all the time? At the end of the day, like if you have any hope for your own growth or evolution or deeper understanding of one another, you have to be willing. Well, it's on you to accept it when someone's real with you, but you have to have friends that are willing to tell you the hard truths.
Yep. And this could be very self-reflective, like exactly what you just said. It's like, if you think that you are not able to take the criticism, I think let's get reflective. Let's journal about it, babe.
Yep.
Okay, let's do green flags. I put like, I'll blast through like the first few because they're very they kind of like piggyback off each other. Easygoing, same ideals. They have a genuine concern for you. You know what I mean? Like if something happens, you can tell they have a genuine concern.
Yeah.
What about you? You can go.
I said inspire you to push yourself to your fullest potential, because there's friends where I come away from a conversation and if I feel like reinvigorated in my purpose for life, that sounds like super cheesy, but you come away sometimes from like a conversation with a friend and you're like fueled and you're just like, but you're fueled with the energy to like build your own life, pursue your own things in a way like,
be best.
You know what? I need to focus my energy here, because if I do this, I could do, and they like build you up and inspire you and challenge you to like reach your full potential.
I completely agree. I think that's like the opposite of the feel drained. It's like completely the other scale. It's like if you feel drained on one end and then if you feel like invigorated and inspired,
right,
or just like fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yes,
good about yourself, like
positive.
100%. Yeah. I love this. Like if friends that haven't talked or been with each other for a very long time, and then they do, and they pick up right where they left off.
I
like
love
it
that
doesn't
one.
affect. Like me, and I'm sure that happens to you too, because we don't live where we grew up. There are so many friendships that are like that, where it's like it doesn't matter. Like we won't talk for like a month or 2 months, and I'll be like, hey, and like literally, you don't feel any difference.
Oh yeah,
years.
And
like,
years like no difference, and even you can still feel the friendship growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like not only are you, we're picked up right where we left off, but you feel even closer somehow over time, even though there's those big gaps.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I love that one. Des was on our podcast like 2 years ago, but on the friendship episode, but she's one of those for me where I'm just like, I continue to grow, our friendship continues to grow deeper. She moved to New York like 3 or 4 years ago, but we go through gaps, and then I talk to her. Every time I talk to her, it's just like solidified how important in my life this person is,
Oh yeah.
I said, so when there's ever an opportunity to basically like, I'm going to speak your name in the rooms where I could like help you come up, in the sense of like real green flag. Whenever if a friend is in a room that has and notices an opportunity to like give you a leg up or put your name in the ring for like, usually it's like work stuff, for example, or like, oh yeah, no, Alyssa does this. Well, like I have a friend who does, and like they're constantly have you in the front of their mind. So if something comes up that actually fits you, they want to like lift you up and give you opportunities when something comes around.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, they're always looking out for you. It's like they are
looking out for you and like wanting to actually aid in you achieving your own goals
when they don't have to. It's like something you're not even looking for, but they just
It's like extra. Like if they're at someone's birthday party, it's not like a work event or whatever, but they know that like I am a musician. I'm trying to grow my music career, and then if they hear someone talking, like they go out of their way to be like, put your name in the ring.
Yeah.
I
love that. I put hates the same people.
Yes.
Obviously, the friendship shouldn't be like based on that, like we said. But
yeah, of course. No, but that's a real That's a real form of, that's a quick way to bond.
Yeah, if you don't like the same people, you got the same morals, you got the same ideal. You both are picking up what the other is putting down, essentially. Exactly. And it's just like, yeah, I don't fuck with that person. Yeah, I don't fuck with that guy either.
And like the same, and because it's based on a deeper, like that type of person. It might be encapsulated in like, I don't like this person, but really what you're both acknowledging is I don't like people who are like this. And that means my values are this.
Yep. Yep.
I only have one more on here, but it kind of, it's the mirror of what I said on the red flags, but friends that give you the hard truth, because society paints loyalty and friendship as someone who supports you no matter what. But we think that supporting no matter what means always backing up your decisions or agreeing with you. Yeah. But that's not actually what true support really is, because there are times where you need someone who's going to really be real with you when you don't. It is what I said before, but it's like the reverse of that. But like, and then, when that doesn't go well, one friend is like, well, you said you'd always have my back and you'd always be there for me and, support me no matter what in all my decisions. And it's a thing of like, okay, well, I love you and support you and want you to be happy. If you're involving me and I see a decision you made that I don't agree with and you're asking me about it and we're close, I'm going to tell you. I'm not just going to be like, yeah, that's fine. Good call. If it's not.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I mean, how are you going to expect to grow if like, I don't know, if you're not going to have people around you that are going to be like,
right.
No, you know what I mean? Like,
okay, there's a line there. Like, I love you, but like, look at this again.
Yeah, it's just like if you're just enabled all the time, it's not a good look. Yeah. This will be my last one too, because a lot of mine kind of were very similar to yours. But oh shit. Sorry. I put they remember random things about you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Like yeah, like just like random things.
Like
you know what I mean?
That you don't like when people fall asleep around you.
But I also love it. Like, I have this with you. I have this with my friend Kelsey too, where it's like, I mean, this is more not like I'm such a good friend, but you do this. But like we'll have, like me and Kelsey just found out that we have, like an Etsy folder for just us, or we like when there's a birthday or something, like we know like that's going to be the gift that we get the other person. It's like we remember like whatever like show that they're into or like what their vibe is. Yeah. This is more on the gift giving side, but it doesn't have to be that. It's just kind of like you remember it. Just like Molly did, you bringing that up. Like it hugs my heart. Yeah. It pulls at my heartstrings because it's like, I don't know. It's very validating. And you don't think, like, oh, you know what I mean? You don't think someone was going to remember like something very trivial about you, but like the remembering of it is meaningful.
Yeah, it is. It is, because you hope and expect and definitely think about people remembering the things you deem important about yourself. But even admittedly insignificant things like that, if someone brings it up, like so small, it's like even in, friendships or romantic relationships, when someone like you get somewhere late and they've already ordered you your favorite drink and they just know it. It's like those things, they're so small and it's so, it basically is like, I notice everything about you, all the little things, and and it's important to me and I remember it. And those are the things, they actually mean more than some of the bigger things.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love those. Okay, I like ending on the green flags because it's warm.
Well, guys, I hope you learned some things today. Again, let us know, because we are on Instagram and Twitter at the SOS Pod. Let us know your opinions on green flags and red flags in relationships. In friendships, getting a hold of myself. Don't forget to tune into our part 2. It's about relationships. It's going to get spicy. And subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. Rate and review us. It helps us reach more people. And we're also on Patreon. So $3, $7, $11. You can get some bonus content, some goodies, some merch, and good things are coming.
Yes, and I'm Molly Cottrell.
I'm Alyssa Rosano.
Here's to turning meltdowns
into green magic.
Green flag magic.